So making music is probably one of the hardest challenges, especially if you're doing it by yourself or as an independent artist. I'm sure most of you know that the industry is rather tough in many aspects. I'm from Cape Town, South Africa, but generally when I think about music, I don't think about it just as music in South Africa, but globally, because music is a universal language and it's something that everybody can enjoy. This video is just going to be about me covering making my own EP and what were some of the challenges, how I went about it as an artist, what was the intention, who worked on everything, exploring what it's like to make an EP without doing it in a massive studio and with, you know, being Justin Bieber or whoever the hell you are, basically. So yeah, let's get into it. The first question I'm going to cover is, when was the EP created, who created the EP, and why is it called Graey? Okay, so basically my EP, I created my EP in this year, late January. It was myself and a good friend of mine called Kilo Hertz. You should check out his stuff, he's really good. Me and Kurt were just chilling one day and we had like this deep discussion, and then like it just came up that we thought that it would be really good to work on an EP together. He makes really dope music and is also an upcoming artist, so yeah, like I said, check him out. Yeah, so we were chilling one day and then we just like, I just told him that, like, you know, this other EP that I've been working on for the last year has not been going as well as I wanted. I felt like I wasn't really delivering what I wanted to as an artist. I didn't feel like I was connecting to my work, so I wasn't able to really finish it. And he was like, yeah, you know, certain music has a certain time, and you know, sometimes it takes a very long time to finish work that you've been working on. I mean, he said some of the best songs were created over like 40 years or 30 years or something like that, and then when it dropped, it was like amazing. So yeah, that kind of gave me a little bit of hope. I've been teaching myself how to produce in the last like year. I'm okay. I'm relatively good, but okay. You know, everybody, if you're a perfectionist, then generally you're not sure if you're okay or not okay, but it's always good to aim for growth and to develop yourself as an artist over time and know that you haven't made it, because if you think you've made it, yeah, that's like the end of the journey, and then what's the point, right? Anyway, we decided to work on this EP together, and yeah, basically he worked on production and I helped with production. Yeah, and then I wrote my lyrics and recorded my vocals, and then we sat and we mixed. And my friend Aziz worked on the mastering of the EP. He is also known as Captain Wetsuit, which is very cool. They've actually got a Village Movement group with Smash, who's also really dope. You guys should check them out. It's called Village Movement on Instagram. Aziz is really dope at mastering, and so basically I was like, please will you master my EP? And he said yes, and sat through the mastering process together, heart and together, and basically this EP was constructed in like a month and a half. Kurt will give me a lot of crap for the time, but it worked out the way that it did. Yeah, then we created the Graey EP. It's called Graey, so like I'm really obsessed with ancient like developments of things, basically how we are what we are today and where we came from and stuff like that. There's a song called Fallen Grey on the EP. Inside Fallen Grey, Alone, Feeling, The One, and Over. Those are the tracks on the EP. If you've listened to them, if you haven't listened to them, I do recommend you check them out. It's basically a very emotional EP. I would say it's slightly emotional, definitely slightly emotional. The one song was called Fallen Grey, and then it was kind of like the trend of the EP to be like grey, and grey is like the space in between black and white. It's like, you know, the grey area in life. And I think this goes into the intention of the EP. But how do you know where you are? Do you know if you're there, if you're not there? And I don't mean to get like deep into this, but Graey is like the space in between. That was where I was at. Yeah, so the intention of the EP was to kind of let out what I was feeling at the time. There comes times in your life where you're just like, this is something that I need to put into music, I need to express, whether you're any kind of artist, that is. Like if you're an artist who draws, and speaking of drawing, shout out to Anisha for this awesome print. It's a drawing she did, and this is my label Snugger. But yeah, if you're a drawing artist or painter or a singer, producer, actor, whatever it is, you kind of get to the point where you feel like there's something that's in you that you need to release, and you just need to release it. And then when you do release it, it's like, not even like it's amazing work, but it's more like, this is really how I feel, you know? And that's kind of what I did with the EP. I kind of like took my situation and I put it into the EP. I think that's something that you need to do as an artist, especially when it comes to projects of work or even pieces. I mean, if you're releasing singles, it's the same thing. But when it comes to pieces of work, it's got to be, for me, it's got to be a story. And I think that comes to making any EP. If you're trying to make an EP, you're trying to make a body of work, I think one of the essential things to keep in mind is to encompass yourself in it. All of the elements of yourself. What are you? What makes you you? What makes you original? What makes you authentic? And how can you put yourself into it? For me, for example, I'm obsessed with storytelling. Like, I love storytelling. I love imagery. I love pictures. I love film. I love cinematography. And like, if you listen to what I actually sing about, if you read through the lyrics, there's elements of myself in there. I talk about roses. I love roses. I'm obsessed with roses. Roses are like so symbolic of love and of like, I'm a complete romantic when it comes to things, and that's something that you'll see that like I've written about, or I've played it out in a certain kind of way. Even the photo shoot. Okay, so the photo shoot I did with Leilani Solomon, and she runs LSP Productions. You guys should totally check it out. She's a cinematographer and a photographer. And like, if you look at the imagery, I set up the room in such a way that you kind of experience the story in a sense. And I know you guys haven't seen all of the videos yet. If you do look at them, if you watch the Fallen Grey video or the Alone video, I think I dropped those two, you'll see that there are elements of myself in there. I haven't excluded myself, but I've brought myself in very strategically. If I analyze like some of the greatest artists that they are, what makes them them is that it is them, but it's this projected image of like what they want you to see. And I think that is what artistry is about, and creating a project is all about. It's like, how do you put yourself in it? How do you grasp like pieces of yourself out of yourself, and to create like this picture, story, image, and thing that other people can experience and relate to? Because that's the other thing, it's got to be so super relatable. People need to understand that what you're feeling and what they're feeling is relatable, and if it's not relatable, it makes it difficult to connect. And being a legendary artist is being authentic, but it is also being somebody who attracts masses of people. If you think about it, like, just think about crazy people who attract a massive amount of people who can connect and feel what that person's intention was. And the other thing is that they're so authentic at the same time. It's completely, you can't compare Whitney Houston to The Weeknd. Like they're so two different people, but they can connect with so many different people. Like it goes with everything. It goes with what you create. So the rest of the intention of the EP, when it came to like music and production, was we tried to create the feeling of what I was going through at the time, kind of project that feeling, that emotion, that story through all of the things. So if you listen to the instrumentation, a lot of the instrumentation is very dark, but what we tried to do is we tried to balance the EP out a little bit. So if you listen to the first half of the EP, you'll feel the pain, you know, but it's more like longing and wanting. And then if you listen to the second half of the EP, it's a little bit more about taking control, finding you. What do you have to say? What do I have to say? And that was kind of the process that I went through. Basically, the writing of the EP kind of went through, it kind of transitioned through where I was at over the last 7 months, I'd say. Just before the EP was created, before we decided, I was writing a lot of things. Like I had like a lot of words just coming to me, and I just kept writing them down, like keeping them in my memo pad, which is something I recommend you do. If you get any form of inspiration at any random moment, write it down, record it. Just do that shit. Because if you lose it, it's gone. And if it's gone, it's gone. You know, it's just gone. So yeah, so basically I had written a lot of lyrics, and when it came to creating the sounds, and I fit some of the lyrics into it, and I was like, yeah, and then I improvised a little bit further, and then I created the song structures, and that's how each of the tracks were created. I think some of the challenges was I don't have much experience when it comes to production. I've only been teaching myself composition and production in the last like year and a half. I think it was a learning curve for me. Understand from a sound engineer's perspective, how does this process actually go down? Because working with Kurt was like that. Working with somebody who actually knew what was happening when it comes to production. I think like it wasn't a challenge, but it was definitely an opportunity that I'd seen. Like not knowing as much as I wanted to know, and then going through the whole process of like learning from somebody else. And I think that I should note this is that when you're an artist and you're wanting to become better, like you shouldn't see yourself as somebody who's just like, oh, I'm the shit and I know everything that I need to know to do this. Like there's gonna be so much that you're always gonna need to learn from other people, or that you can learn from other people. And the minute you start closing yourself off to that, then you kind of reduce your opportunities to grow, you know? Being with somebody who is more advanced than I am, and like watching them work and seeing what their workflow is like, that was definitely something different and so exciting. Like I think I was so excited that I probably killed Curtis' questions in the beginning, but definitely afterwards, like just learning from him was so dope. That was definitely a highlight. So I'm like skipping this whole challenges thing, like going to highlights. Something else that was maybe a challenge was like things that I didn't know were like challenges. Like for example, like my microphone technique, so bad. Like I had been working on my voice like prior to now learning production, and in the process of learning production, working on my voice for the last like 2.5 years, and like now it's like still trying to like find the perfect balance in everything, like the perfect balance between delivery, execution and emotion and intention, and recording, like from a recording engineering perspective, how you do that, how you go about that, that was a challenge. And I think Kurt nearly killed me many times because of it. But yeah, microphone technique was a bit of a challenge. Oh, knowing when to stop being a perfectionist. That was a big challenge because I probably recorded a million times and was still not happy. But I think learning with Kurt was really cool. I think I got a good like strategy going when it came to recording after like we had another like sit down session and like listen through, and you know, we even had a recording session together, and that was interesting for me because I like learned by myself with my friend how I actually prevent myself from more efficiency in things, and that was interesting. Yeah, like I'm an overthinker, so sometimes it's like very difficult for me to just be like, okay, this is what it needs to be and it's done. So I could have been a lot more effective if I had just followed his strategy from the beginning. But like you learn, right? This is why being with people and working with people is so super important, because you can actually learn so much about yourself. You're like, oh shit, I actually do that, and that's like so wrong, or that's so stupid, and like there's so much more effective ways for doing things. Highlights was definitely working with somebody else, definitely being able to like synchronize your vibes and put it into music, and like be able to create the same feeling. If you listen to like the EP, like some of the tracks were like created like now some of them are a little bit older, some of them were like a mixture between me and Kurt, some of them were just Kurt. If you listen to it, it's like it sounds like it all goes together. It's like this good puzzle piece that fits. Who do I think about while making music? I do not think about anybody. I don't think about anyone, basically. For me, when I'm making music, it's my opportunity not to think and just feel. I'm an overthinker, and having the opportunity not to think and just like be with the music and just absorb the feeling and get into the feeling, that's like during obviously the music production, composition making process. But when it comes to writing, on this EP, it was definitely my previous relationship. That was what I thought about and during the writing process. And myself, you know, like what do I want? Who do I want to be? And what do I want to feel? And how do I feel? And it was a lot of like the writing was very internal dialogue kind of stuff, like things that I think about, or things that I realized, or things that I wanted, didn't want, and just like being real about it. I think that was one of the most important things for me, was being real about it. I think the problem with the old EP that I had done and haven't released is that I feel like I was trying to sugarcoat something that wasn't supposed to be sugarcoated, and I don't feel like I was real enough in terms of like how I was feeling. And in this EP I feel like I really connected to that, and so that's what I wrote about. And when I'm delivering, I'm just trying to get into the feeling. I want to project the feeling. I want people to feel what I'm trying to express. Obviously I think I could have done a lot better, and I will do a lot better, and with everything that I'm doing. Dropping my EP, Can't Stop Writing. Writing what exactly? I'm joking. Yeah, no, I'm in a bit of a weird-ish phase. Not writing as much right now. Writing a little bit, more like just thoughts, like pieces of like lyric, but not like full bodies of lyric. Definitely want to make music again soon. I am thinking about working with a few people in the works for the next couple of weeks. I've got some free time before I leave to Shanghai. I'm leaving to Shanghai hopefully soon. It's so hard, guys. Getting a visa is so hard. You have to do so many, you have to take your documents here, there, and then back here, and then back there, and back there, and then only you can apply for your visa. So about 4 or 5 weeks maybe before I leave. And then yeah, in Shanghai, I'm going to be looking for people that I can work with. I definitely am more keen to work with people that I can connect with. Connecting is so important, guys. Connecting with who you work with is of utmost importance. People is so super important when you're making music. So I definitely want to make music with people I can connect to, I can feel, I can, you know, we can synchronize energies and like just make beautiful work together. Definitely want to do that. I just need to figure out how to go about it and what my strategies are, and then implement. Yeah, that's basically the EP. Do check it out. If you like my video, please do like it and subscribe. You don't have to subscribe, but at least like it, you know, because then it brings me to the top of the YouTube search anything, and more people can watch my videos, so that is essential and important. My plans for my YouTube channel going forward is to discuss different music things and just being an artist in general. So topics, if you have any recommendations for topics, I would definitely like to go through that. Like I want to discuss things like vocal training, vocal health, how to vocally train your voice, how to look after your voice, how to produce, how to conceptualize, how to create, what are the challenges in creating, how to write, etc, etc, how to not be a starving artist. So that's my plans for my YouTube channel. If you have recommendations, write them down below. And then thank you for watching my video, and I hope that it was sort of informative. Thank you, guys. I hope you have a blessed day and be good to people.